She was the smartest girl at Grey Hill College until she discovered TikTok dances were more fun than her biology notes. With just one phone, one viral video, and a hiding spot that only a criminal mastermind could ever think of, Sandra rose from top student to TikTok Sandra, the girl who could turn any school corridor into a film set. If you ask any teacher at Grey Hill College about Sandra, they will say she is the brightest girl in SS2, smart, articulated, the kind of student parents talk about at every family meetings and devotion. But then, TikTok happened. Or let's just say, physics formula were no more match compared to trending dance challenges. At Grey Hill College, the school had a strict rules about phone. Even pairs with hidden cameras were banned. But Sandra had a phone. And not only did she have one, she smuggled it into the school like a seasoned undercover criminal. Her father have no clue of it. And her mother, well, Sandra's mom was basically her accomplice. Mommy, please, I can't be the only one without a phone in my school. Everyone in my class have one, she said one visiting day. Mommy Sandra hesitated for a while before she whispered, take this one. Don't let your father see it. Don't let the school authority find out. And remember, it is for schoolwork. Sandra smiled like a saint. Of course, Mommy, for schoolwork. But deep in her mind, it was for school TikTok work. And her hiding spot was genius. She would wrap the phone in a nylon and drop it under her bucket of water and top it up with underwear because no hostel mistress in this world would dig through a teenager's underwear. And from that day, while other students were marrying their textbook, Sandra would sneak into the back corridor of the school with her knicker, her self-proclaimed video of photography to record her trending TikTok dances. Okay, let's start dancing at the count of 3. 3, 2, 1, action. They dance, giggle, and basically conduct important research for a new dance trend. And one night, it happened that Sandra woke up with her phone whistling, like it was trying to escape from prison. She gazed at the screen of her phone and almost screamed. Her video have hit 75k views. She jumped out of her bed, forgetting that she was sleeping at the top of the bunk. She missed the ladder and landed awkwardly on the floor. She grabbed her ankle in pain and grinned like someone who almost won a scholarship into TikTok University. By breakfast the next morning, she was TikTok Sandra. Strangers were in the comment section calling her our star girl, our future celeb, and this comment busted her brain. Her classmates either wanted to be in her video, and some whispered behind her back, she don't they act like influencer Abby. She know the green read her book again. Anita, who was always the visionary girl, said, Sandra, spice it up small now. Wear that tight crop top you wear from the last visiting day. Show your belly small. Man, you go explode. Sandra laughed. Please, Anita. So you want the principal to use me as Sunday morning devotion, Abby? Please. But the idea was already planted in her head. One Friday night, Sandra saw a new dance challenge with a catchy song from Davido, her music icon, and the challenge was mad. She immediately pictured herself hitting 100k views. She slipped out of her bed and tiptoed to the school corridor to make the video. She set her phone against the wall and started dancing. She was halfway through the dance when she heard a voice behind her. Who is that? It was Madame Grace. Now, let me tell you about Madame Grace. That woman's eyes were sharper than CCTV camera. If a student even thought about misbehaving, she would somehow appear. Some students teased that she had Bluetooth connected directly from heaven, where angels filled her with information, and she never smiled. If you see her smiling, she had 2 options. Either you are dreaming, or your explosion later is ready. What are you doing here? She asked. Sandra stammered. I came to check if the corridor light is working. And you are here checking the corridor light with your waist moving like a machine pistol. Sandra's intestine was screaming at this time as she quickly shoved the phone into her back pocket and pretended to stretch her body as if she was in PE class. I run to the hostel now. She ran without looking back that night. And that night, God saved her from Madam Grace. The next morning came with trouble and panic. Sandra has been up since 3 a.m. editing her dance video. By 7 a.m., her eyes look like she has been fighting with onions all night. As she walked into the class, Miss John, their biology teacher, was standing at the front of the door with a pile of question paper in her hand. "Good morning, class. Today, we are having a surprise test." Sandra almost dropped her bag. She almost fainted. "Test? On a Monday morning? For what reason? Why?" The question paper landed on her desk. She looked into it. Blink. The question refused to make sense. She rubbed her eyes to see well. And the question read, "Take three differences between mitosis and meiosis." "Meiosis?" she asked. "A Greek yogurt, I think so. A Greek yogurt that is being mixed in the lab." She wrote that confidently in her paper. And the second question, mitosis is bigger than meiosis. Meiosis is the smallest unit in a man. She was thinking on what to write to the third question when she turned her eyes from a corner and saw piece writing like printing press. Sandra swallowed hard, but she did not mind. As for number 3, she stared at the page as if she was reading a complicated love letter. Nothing came up to her head to write, and she sighed and walked dramatically like a queen dropping their mic to submit. But this mic was her academic future. When the test ended, Mrs. John stopped at her desk. "Sandra, are you all right? You look distracted. You look worried." Sandra forced a smile. "I am fine, ma." But she wasn't fine. She was sinking. TikTok have pulled her faster than she could ever think. By Thursday, her latest TikTok video scored 120 views, but Sandra's biology score have crashed to a glorious 80%. Sandra shrugged it off. The teacher also reminded them that UTME is around the corner, but Sandra said to herself, that is still far. But UTME was charging towards her faster like Madam Grace, with a cane and a personal vendetta. Soon, Sandra's followers multiplied faster than bacteria. Boys started requesting for her contact so that they could hang out. Girls on other school wanted collaboration, and her mother was now sending her TikTok ideas on WhatsApp group like a self-appointed manager. As for Sandra, prep time was her filming time, revision time was her video editing session time, and the legend of TikTok Sandra grew right alongside with the legend of her falling grade. The moment the term was over, Sandra barely waited for her father's car to clear the school gate before she pulled out her phone like a prisoner testing freedom for the first time. Her father was listening to an old-time high-life music in the front seat, unaware in the back seat that her daughter was secretly uploading a video, POV. When school finally closes and you are free, you can post whatever you like. The first week of the holiday, Sandra danced and filmed herself everywhere. She danced in the sitting room, at the estate gate. She even acted some kick, done some challenges, and even pranked her younger brother, who will probably never trust her again. The views were insane. One of her dance clips hit 3,000 views in 3 days. Strangers were recognizing her at the supermarket wherever she go, and her mother became her personal hype woman. My daughter is now on people's phone. Oh, I'm super proud of you. I'm proud of what you are doing," she said, smiling like a goat who saw raw fresh yam to eat. Sometimes, she even helped her in recording the videos because she was enjoying the fame of her daughter. One afternoon, Sandra was on a video call with Tonya and Blessing, her newfound friends. "Babe, there's this lodge in town. It has perfect lighting and it is good for making TikTok videos." And Sandra was thinking of what she was going to tell to her father. Then, Blessing suggested an idea. "Just tell your dad that you are going for a group study. You are preparing for WAEC. After all, you are going to SS3. Her mother also overheard their conversation and added her special brand of advice. "Do not post any video from there. Make sure you come back home before you post, so that your father will not know that you went out. Also, take with you that crop top as well." That night, Sandra stepped out of the lodge like she was making her red carpet. The music was so loud that it could rearrange the brain cell. She also wore a dress code that could make her school dress code committee fit immediately. And when they arrived at the club, she was introduced to Kelvin. Kelvin was a guy that cared less about school. He dropped out of school right from when he was in JSS3, so he was always in the club. Kelvin approached her without hesitation. They started making videos. "Sandra, you are a star. Just wait until we post this. You will blow." And yes, she blew, but not academically, of course. The next morning, the video from last night were everywhere, and it hit about 500,000 views, nearly a million. The comment section was like a shrine to go to. You will see comments like, "You are the queen. Now you they run this up now." Her followers tripled to 50K followers. Her textbook, they were still lying on the table, quietly plotting their revenge. By the end of the holidays, Sandra was so addicted to daily posting that the idea of returning back to school felt like a punishment from the devil himself. "How will I keep posting now?" she complained to Anita over the phone. "Easy girl, just film in the hostel toilet the way you used to do before," Anita said, laughing. That night before resumption, her mom walked into her room to talk to her. "Sandra, you know you are returning back to school now. Make sure you hide this phone very well. Don't let the principal see it, else you know you will be in trouble." Sandra smiled. "Don't worry, mommy. Your girl is now a pro." Yes, she was a pro at ignoring her own future. The second term of SS3 was not beans. Teachers transformed into drill sergeants. Note double as if someone have pressed Ctrl C. Why suddenly become the national anthem in the school? But TikTok Sandra was ready to keep her crown as a TikTok queen. Work was around the corner. The teachers armed with the revision plan and determination that students get serious. But Sandra, she was still thinking on how to add ring lights and filters to her video. On the first Monday of resumption, the principal stormed the assembly ground like a military general with a file in his hand. "Work forms are ready. Make sure you get yourself ready. Read your books. Solve past questions together. Remember, we don't involve in exam malpractice in this school. So, everyone should stand up. Tighten your belt. Marry your book." Everyone stood straighter. Some even panicked. Sandra, she was busy calculating on how to make videos and how her likes and followers will increase. In class, the vibe shifted. Students were now library residents. Sandra promised herself, "I will read later." And every day, later was murdered by TikTok video. The likes rolled in, the comments gushed, and her grade continued to slow down like a funeral march. Even Anita, her self-director of videography, have turned into a book lover overnight. "Sandra, you know they read. Post-TME registration is closed." Sandra flipped her head as if she was one of Beyonce's backup singer. "Leave me first. My followers don't reach 70K. Anita blinked her eyes and replied, "And how does that solve jam question? How? I go still read. I go pass. Now only 1 week I need to read." That week came and it packed its bag and relocated. Some of her classmates even teased her. "You no go pass WAEC if you no read though." Sandra chest out and replied, "Focus on your own results first." Even she was shocked by the reply she gave in. Pride had officially signed a tenancy agreement in her life. "This girl don't dey feel too big oh. She no dey even mind us again," some of her classmates said. And her fans multiply. Her DM started looking like Lagos traffic. Endless, full of madness. Boys tripled. Some came with cash, and some were making requests on how to manage her brand. Someone that could not even manage their own life. One evening, the smooth-talking lodge boy, Kelvin, called her. "Babe, there is this trending dance on TikTok, and a shoot of it is 10K. Sandra shouted, "That is almost my monthly pocket money." And her conscience warned her not to go. "You are just an SS3. But she insists of going out that night. She even made a TikTok video before going. POV, when your celebrity is trapped in boarding school with her scarf half tied, her face was powdered with chalk, and the singular video blew up to 80,000K views that night. That same night, one of her classmates Bolu called her aside. "Sandra, what is going on with you? You don't submit assignment, UTME is around the corner, WAEC is around the corner, you are not reading. What is wrong with you?" Sandra rolled her eyes like he was disturbing her world. "I will do it." He continued, "Sandra, Fame without future is an empty noise. You are dancing your destiny away. Sandra did not answer, but those words chased her back to the hostel like a stubborn mosquito. Still, instead of focusing on physics, she was perfecting her next transition video because, obviously, TikTok's trend were far more permanent than WAEC results. And then came the night, the big night. Hostess girls were preparing for night devotion, and Sandra was packing her crop top and leggings into a nylon, and her roommate, Peace, caught her. "Are you not going for devotion?" And she immediately faked a cough. "I am sick." "You are sick of responsibility, eh?" But Sandra ignored her and slipped out that night. She scaled the fence like Mission Impossible to meet Kelvin on the bike. "You are a bold and smart girl, you know. This shoot will put you out there. You will be all over the internet." They laughed and drove off. The lodge was a new light course. The cameraman had a DSLR with his eyes red, and he was holding a bottle of alcohol in his hand. Sandra was scared. She wanted to return back to the hostel, but Kevin assured her to be calm. "Relax. You are now a star. This is where you are supposed to be coming. Forget school." And Sandra immediately forget about school. She danced and smiled until her face began to beg for mercy. By 4 a.m., she hurriedly sneaked back to the hostel, only for her to jam Madame Grace, the hostel mistress, at the gate. Well, Madame Grace did not shout because she did not need to. Her eyes alone suspended Sandra for 2 weeks on the spot. And within the twinkle of an eye, the news spread that Sandra left the school for TikTok shoot with a boy, and she was caught by Madame Grace. She is finished. But some of them were not surprised because they have been seeing her sneak in and out of the school. The news quickly reached the principal office that morning. At the assembly ground, the principal calls her out like a courtroom drama. "Sandra, you broke our school rules. You endanger your life. You brought shame to this school. Therefore, you are suspended." She seized her phone immediately and summoned her parents to come. Sandra's father came to the school disappointed. He couldn't believe it until he arrived at the principal's office. "So, this is what you have become." "Daddy, I am sorry." "Shut up." The principal, without hesitation, handed over the suspension letter to her dad, and they drove out of the school premises with shame and disappointment. The ride home was the quiet soundtrack ever in their life. And when they arrived home, Sandra went quickly to her room. That night, she was lying down on her bed with no phone, no fans. Her phone was not buzzing, and her last TikTok video sat at 900K views with a millions of strangers laughing at her while her real life was collapsing. Sandra, that used to be a shining light to all, was now a laughing stock. And that was how TikTok Sandra fell, from a rising star to a cautionary tale whispered in the school corridor. Green Hill College moved on. The social media forget about her. But whenever someone tries sneaking a foot into the school, teachers will always ask one question: "Do you want to end up like Sandra?" Sandra's name became a reference point to the whole school, and that was the only legacy she left behind, a warning to every student in the school. Thank you so much for watching this story till the end. Kindly share with me in the comment section what you have learned from this story. And if you are still hearing my voice, it means you listening to the end. Kindly subscribe to my channel, help to support my growth, and turn on the notification button if you are a returning subscriber. I want to say thank you so much. I did not take your support for granted. I really appreciate it. I did not take you for granted. See you in my next video. Bye.